Hi guys. This is kind of new for me. Normally, I would be typing away what I'm about to say, and so this is kind of just embracing the new experience of having a chat, really. So I've written a little bit about my little love notes to strangers, both in my blog and on my Facebook page and on my Instagram. I'm still getting questions about what it is, and so I just wanted to spend a few moments just to fill you in on how I kind of came up with the idea and what I plan to do with it, and how you guys, if you want to, can get involved and help spread the love. God knows, at the moment, the world is just littered with stories that are just so heartbreaking and a bit gut wrenching, and I just feel like it's probably a good time to just see if we can collectively inspire each other and collaborate and see if we can get some more love out there. So, not so long ago, I went out to collect the mail, which is nothing new, and on the front lawn was the white pages or the phone book, and wrapped in a bag. And I kind of stood there looking at it for a moment, and just went, "What? Man, are we still doing this? Like, look at all that paper." And hello, internet. Have we heard of that? Anyway, I picked it up and kind of grumbled and bumbled, like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't want to chuck it out and add to the landfill, and sort of bumbled and came inside and spread that kind of grumble onto my family. And just put it in the pantry, thinking, gosh, I'll just leave it there. At least I'm not chucking it out, and kind of deal with it later. Anyway, not so long later, actually, I was laying in on the table of my acupuncturist room, and I just kind of had this wave of, like, inspired consideration, I suppose you'd call it, and I really felt like I could do something good with this book, and it sort of just felt like, right, that's it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write to people that are in that book, and then I feel like it's being used in a really positive way. And what I thought I'd do is I'd write a little note about how I came to be sending them a letter, so they didn't think that I was some crazy stalker person. And inside I just put a little inspirational card, a little message, something kind, something uplifting. And if it didn't really speak to them, then there was the opportunity for them to pass it on if they wanted to, discard it, do whatever you want. But I just figured, God, it's got to be better than opening another bill, or just looking at some crappy junk stuff, trying to sell you more stuff that do we really need. So I sort of started doing that and sat down, and it felt really cool to just sit down and start writing this letter. And the kids came in and they're like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I told them about it. They're like, "Oh, that's really cool. How can we be involved?" And I said, "Well, how do you want to be involved?" And they wanted to choose the random names out of the phone books. I'm like, "Excellent, that's fantastic." So they would open it to a random page and close their eyes and find a name, and then we'd write that down on the envelope. And then they said, "Oh, can we decorate the envelopes?" I'm like, "Absolutely, that'd be fantastic." So I'm writing away and they're decorating the envelopes, and then we choose the names. And they love putting the stamps on, which, incidentally, stamps, they're $1 now. Like, where have I been? I thought they were like 55 cents. Anyway, they're $1. So, so we kind of got into it, and we'd do 5 or 6 cards at a time. And sometimes I felt like I needed to do more, and then sometimes I just felt like I'd do one. And as it's gone on, I sort of set the target for like 50. And today I finished 50. So it's a few days and it's already done. Really, like, it's a couple of weeks. And so now I've upped the challenge, and I'm gonna try to get to 1,000. Now I know just on stamps alone that's $1,000. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to get that done. But look, I'm looking for some creative support with that. So if you can think of a way, that would be fantastic. So this has kind of then led to an experience that I had. I was sharing what I was doing with a friend at dinner one night, and I hadn't really spoken about it too much. Anyway, on my way home, my phone went ping, and I didn't didn't look at it because I was driving. Got home and checked it out, and I'd been tagged in a Facebook post by my ex next door neighbour, who's still a friend of mine on Facebook. And the question was Jen Lean, is this you? And it was a picture of my card, my handwriting, which I wrote a blog on it, and I've got to tell you, I had such an inner critic moment about my handwriting, but that's a whole nother story. And it had the little inspirational card, and it had her beautiful experience of opening it. And underneath, there was this list of comments about, wow, this is so cool, I'm inspired, let's do something, let's pay it forward. And I just thought, oh my God, this is what it's about. It's about doing something from a place of service, of love, of something that I really want to kind of bring out into the world. And then from that, somebody might, and it doesn't matter if they are or aren't, but they might be inspired to find a way for themselves to pass that love on. Wouldn't that be cool? So then I had some comments that were made on my Instagram, and one of those was from Jasmine at Lemon Canary, and I just asked her about cards, like, does she have cards? And she's like, yeah, I do have cards, you should come and check them out, because I put in little inspirational cards, like this one. I'll just show you one. These ones, oh, where are you? Oh, he's not there anymore. What did I do with him? I might have put him somewhere special. But I was using the Chris Carr cards. Oh, here you are, little one. Yeah, there you are. It's a little cute. Oh, it's back to front. But it says, embrace your sensitivity. And what is really trippy about that is, I'll get to that. Anyway, so I went to see Jasmine to get some cards. And she is just such a creative genius. And we were just talking about it. She's like, you should really do something with this. It's fantastic. And really encouraged me to set up my own Instagram for the project itself, which I've done. And then she gave me a box of cards for free to use. Now, oh gosh, I'm so organised for this one. Here they are, this beautiful pack again. It's around the wrong way. Oh dear. But it says, The Flower of Life, The Wisdom of a Star by Denise Jarvie. And they are beautiful, beautiful cards with beautiful images. Oh, look at that one. It's also beautiful. Gorgeous colours, all of nature. And on the other side, there's beautiful words about freedom, intuition, divinity, peace within, spreading the love. Just, it really resonated with what I'm doing. So she gave me that box. Oh my gosh, how generous. And then she said, I'm really inspired by what you're doing, and I'm sort of marinating in it, and I'm going to do something with it. And I'm like, I really want to know about what people, how they feel about the project, and if they're involved, and if they've received any letters, and what that felt like. And so I'm starting a bit of a movement, but more on that later. Anyway, gosh, that's a lot. So that's what I'm doing. It's evolving. Beautiful Renee from Melbourne has contacted me, and she wants to get on board, and she's going to do the similar sort of thing down in Melbourne. How cool. So Melbourne people are going to benefit. Yay. Gold Coast people, oh gosh, I mean, how cool. I'm just really, I'd love to see what it looks like when you get it. So anyway, more on this later. If you want to keep updated, then just come over to my website, which is jenlean.com, and there's a little link to the Love Letter Project, and if you just subscribe, you can get emails about it. If not, on Instagram and on Facebook, and I hope to see you, and I hope you get one of my letters and you tell me about it. That would be fantastic. All right, team. Thanks very much. Later.